Fucking bots. Hate these fucking kids, dude. I hate playing with them. All right, let's report this kid. This community of league kids is losers. By the way, in typical NEACE fashion, I would like to point out that Jax plays completely normal. Gets into my game, Essence Reaver Shield Bow.
What are you implying
He plays
here?
completely normal usually.
You're implying that
But
he's
now
out
is
to
the
int
time. It's
you?
in NEACE's game, so time to fuck his game.
NEACE has finally went off of the deep end. He has started to become full conspiracy theory and give into ideas that he once thought were crazy. He thinks that the whole Korean server is out to get him. He thinks that all of the coaching rules and climbing rules he has learned throughout the years do not apply to him because he is above them and because the Korean server is completely different. I'm just going to go over why his mental is grief at this point and how much he has evolved to become pretty much a completely mentally deranged conspiracy theorist who believes that he is getting inted and that no matter what he does, he is going to lose. Okay, and something I want to point out is NEACE has said stuff like, and you guys still think I don't have some kind of conspiratorial type bullshit on my team. And I couldn't actually find a clip of that. I looked for it, but he has literally said that there is some kind of conspiracy going on between, I don't know, like Koreans, and they're just out to int him. He has also just went out and got mad at his viewers. This is clear signs of paranoid schizophrenia, in my opinion. But there are definitely some examples of him claiming conspiracy theories, and one of them is, I can show you right now. Okay, so NEACE is losing this game, and he's not too happy about it, and so he starts to kind of see that his team.
Fucking bots. Hate these fucking kids, dude. I hate playing with them.
Obviously, that's not a good mental, and that's
They fucking troll 30%. My Jax is building Shield Bow Essence Reaver, dude. My Jax top.
And something I want to point out, this game is his opponents had a troll inting Ezreal who went 1-9-2, but they still won, and the enemy jungler carried, and NEACE did not carry his team. So he was really gapped in this game, even if he felt like he performed the best on his team. You know, sometimes you have to move on. Your team actually performed better than the other team did, if you're excluding the junglers. So yeah, just move on in my opinion, but let's see what he says about his top laner who was going not that troll build, Essence Reaver, Shield Bow, and Jax. It's about what you'd expect in Platinum. A lot of people build stuff like that, and even in higher elo, people build stuff like that.
Is building Shield Bow Essence Reaver. Look at Silas' damage. He's just farming these kids.
Yeah, that's because you got gapped, NEACE. Why don't you farm the other people's team?
All right, let's report this kid.
Now he is reporting his own teammates who tried their hardest, and as far as I'm aware, did not even type at him at all.
That's Jarvan.
He's also reporting his Jarvan support who went 22 assists and really tried very hard, actually. Completely
losers. This community of league kids is losers.
And now he's calling them losers. This is just insane. Obviously, you can't just be saying that to people when they're trying their hardest and you actually had a better team than Silas did. This is not a mental of a climber. It will not help him succeed if he wants to. Now we
Look at the sick combos from my Jarvan.
And the thing is, NEACE goes into the replay literally to insult his team. This is like what NEACE does. Instead of replaying what he could have done better, he just looks at what his team failed at. It's Jarvan trying to catch out this guy, but then dies.
You think he's gonna ult? Hell no.
He actually got Silas's flash there, which is not the end of the world. He got
this proves, by the way, I want you to see this Ezreal. This Ezreal was more useful than any of my teammates.
Okay, now this is just obviously wrong. Ezreal was inting and just AFK. His teammates were actually trying, and none of them had that bad KDAs. Most of them were actually winning in some way or another. Every single one of his laners was up CS besides the ADC, and his ADC was actually playing with the team, so that makes sense.
Facts. Facts. Because you know why? Because he just split the map.
Well, it's obviously more coping.
A guy soft in splitting is more useful than a Jax building Essence Reaver Shield Bow.
You're not going to climb with this mental. I hope you realize that.
By the way, in typical NEACE fashion, I would like to point out that Jax plays completely normal. Gets into my game, Essence Reaver Shield Bow.
What are you implying
He plays
here?
completely normal usually.
You implying
Now
that
is
he's
the
out
time.
to
It's
into?
NEACE's game, so time to fuck his game. He's gonna let an Ezreal split push for free as Jax in my game. In my game.
And so, yeah, this is why I wanted to show. It's just one example of him claiming that his top laner, who built not that troll build, was out to int him, and he builds normally every game. If you looked at the match history of that Jax, he was actually building AP and some other troll builds sometimes. That build is actually not that great for going Essence Reaver. It was pretty common on Jax. You'd go Essence Reaver, Jax Show. Now, I guess, usually you go Divine, but you could go Essence Reaver. It's not the end of the world. It's not the most troll. And Shield Bow, I can understand Shield Bow. It gives you attack speed. It gives you burst protection. It gives you some stats that Jax could like a lot. And it's not even the most troll build. He was obviously trying very hard, and in some ways did at least as well as his laner. But he still reported him and says he's out to int him. That just makes no sense. And yeah, NEACE's conspiracy theories just continue on more. He says this ladder is a joke. I'm dealing with this every game, implying that he deals with inting teammates every game. He claims that like Riot matchmaking's out to get him too, and that when Smurf Q got removed, it ruined his games, which makes no sense. NEACE would not be playing in Smurf Q, right now, when you're 40% win rate after hundreds of games and stuck in Platinum. You're not going to be in Smurf Q. So it really wouldn't change much for you. It's not like Smurfs are really affecting your games as it stands from what I've looked at. So I don't even know how Smurf Q would have helped you or made you get up to high elo in this case, because you clearly wouldn't be in it anymore. But yeah, NEACE's conspiracy theories have just went off the deep end. He's claimed that people in Korea are sitting like in rooms out to get him and into him, and this just makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, when you see a Jax that went a pretty standard build, not standard, but a pretty decent build, and it really tried hardest, and NEACE still reports him. And when someone goes to Jarvan support, which is not that troll, I've seen it in pro play before, and they try their hardest to go 22 assists, NEACE reports him too. It shows that he kind of has this victim complex, and it's not really his teammates as much as it is him. But let me know about what you think about this. I think that NEACE is kind of off the deep end. He thinks that he's getting conspiracy theory inted, and this is just insane. I don't even know, like, I can't think of anyone else who sees stuff like this. Like, NEACE is not getting bet against him. Some of his viewers have claimed he's getting bet against. NEACE is not getting bet against. He's Platinum 2 Korea. Like, no one in Platinum 2 Korea knows who he is. No one's going to be betting against him. I don't even know if you can bet on NEACE on streamer betting sites. Maybe you could, but it's definitely not a very big market, and it's not like Tyler 1. And Tyler 1, when he went to Korea and he was playing autofill and playing so many different champions, he still hit GM when being bet against hundreds of times more than NEACE. Literally hundreds of times more than NEACE. So I don't think NEACE has any excuses at this point. He has claimed that Korea is just so different, and that's what this one video here is for largely to say, that he's so special and that no one else would understand. But he needs to actually understand that he is not that special or different. He is just a standard hard-stuck player at this point, but he has an even more deranged mental and more conspiratorial mindset than most people do. But let me know about what you think about this. Do you think that NEACE will ever fix this mental? Do you think he'll continue to go down to it? Think one day NEACE will just be sitting in his room, wall smeared with feces and a tinfoil hat on, saying that Riot Games is trying to murder him or something like that? I don't know. I think it's possible. The way things are headed, and the slippery slope is seeming to be happening currently. But yeah, let me know about what you think.